Hello, welcome back to the SEO Bootcamp by Moz Academy. This is the on-page optimization course, and in this lesson we'll be talking about a common on-page optimization element, specifically image optimization. Now, images are an important factor and relate to two of the goals on our conversion path. The first one is your ranking. If your industry is visually centric, then you'll often see a strip of images appear on the search engine results page. We call this like an image strip or sometimes an image pack. This can be very important for those of you who work in visually centric industries or selling visually centric products, services, etc. An image pack looks like this. You'll notice that it appears at the top of Google above the first organic ranking, and it often appears for visually centric keywords such as this keyword, flower decoration ideas. You'll notice I didn't Google flower decoration images or flower decoration photos or use the word images or photos, and yet we still see this image pack appear because of the nature of the keyword. So images are important when it comes to ranking. The second goal on our conversion path that images relate to is the visit. Having great images is great for a good visit. It really can enhance the user experience, especially depending on the industry. If a factor in making a conversion is image related, then of course images are going to be extremely important for your site. Now, there are some best practices associated with images, and we'll start with size, which is especially important because of page load time. Image load time is extremely important because it can slow down your page load time considerably. And here's a graph that shows the number of page views and the load times. You'll notice across that horizontal axis, you're seeing the time in seconds, and the vertical axis, you're seeing the number of page views. You can see here that the number of page views decreases significantly as your page load time increases. Why? Well, the obvious answer here is impatience, but also the number of searches taking place on mobile is increasing every year. And if I'm using my cell or a different mobile device, and maybe I'm using data to load photos, I'm not on Wi-Fi, it could take a long time to load, especially if I don't have great service. Giant, beautiful, high-res images are fantastic from an art direction perspective, but not so much from an SEO perspective, because now as the user, I have to load those huge images on my mobile device using my data. And I might not be so thrilled with that idea. So when it comes to image size, you can test whether or not it's impacting your page load time. And you can do that using a tool called Pingdom. This will allow us to test the speed of our site. So you'll go to tools.pingdom.com and enter your URL. It will scan the page and give you a performance grade, kind of like getting a grade in school. And it will also give you the load time, the percentage of sites that your site is faster than, page size, number of requests. And then if you continue to scroll down, it'll show you the content size by content type. In other words, what is the percentage of content that has to be loaded? And then on the right, you'll see requests by content type. In other words, what is the count of things that has to be loaded? You'll see here 46% of requests on this page were images loading. So if my page speed is poor, this is something to investigate. This could be the reason why. Now, if I scroll down a bit further on this tool, it shows the order of what loads and wait times in process. You can also sort by file type and file size as well. So this is tools.pingdom.com. It's a free tool. It's great for analyzing whether or not images are impacting your load time. Another place to look for page load speeds is in your Moz Pro campaign. Under the Site Crawl tab, there is an issue category called Content Issues. If you click on Content Issues, you'll see the issue Slow Load Time. Now, the threshold in Moz Pro for load time, what's considered slow, is over 10 seconds. And 10 seconds is very, very slow. Pages should definitely load within 2 seconds. Ideally, they would load within 2 seconds. Most ideal is about a half a second. So if it's showing a slow load time in Moz, then your page is definitely loading way too slowly. Now, you have several options to edit images, but the easiest means really of making this happen is to use an online compression tool. And a couple examples of those are PicMonkey, Pixlr. So how small should your image be? Well, really your goal is to reduce that file size as much as possible without sacrificing too much in terms of image quality. Ideal image size are really going to vary by the type, whether it be your logo or banner or gallery photo or e-commerce image. Most web developers tend to agree that 200 KB is the maximum file size for an image to be published online. When it comes to format, you have a few different options. A JPEG is the most common, although there's no support for transparent backgrounds. A GIF is ideal for things like logos. And then PNG often has better color, supports transparency, but often the file sizes are a bit larger. Now you want to have creative and relevant images. Finding and using the right type of image for your website is essential, and a great place to start is Flickr if you don't have personal images. However, if you do have the bandwidth and the resources to create and choose images that are personal, that's your best bet. You want them to be not only relevant, but also compelling and appropriate. The images on the past two slides are appropriate, and they're also of the Moz office with Moz employees, so they're personal. If you do choose to use something like a stock image, such as from Flickr.com, just make sure you have all the necessary permissions to use or modify the image for your own purposes. And then you'll want to make sure that you're using the keyword in your image attributes. So ideally, you would have a descriptive file name so that when you save that file to your computer, you may want to consider a keyword-rich descriptive file name. Also, descriptive alt text. This is used to highlight the identity of an image when you hover over it, and it also signals to search engines what that image is about. It can help you show up in these image packs. A human readable URL is ideal, and then the title attribute is great for human eyes. So although it may not help the search engines identify what this image is about, you still want to make sure that everything on your page is for the user experience as well. So these are some image optimization best practices. Thank you.